So I'm running the CAM E2C, newer LED floodlight or assist light, whatever they call it. HTC thermal imaging camera to verify what I got was not someone else walking around, and it works fine. I can detect body signatures or heat signatures out to about 200 feet with this. You really got to look at it. The screen's not that big, but you can definitely tell if it's a heat source. And let me get up here in the new monitor I actually just got that I was browsing on Amazon. It's this guy here. The thermal imaging camera that I use to verify to make sure there's no humans walking around there is this one here. I was using Tankstar, however you found that mic, and a Mickey lens.
That's probably true. These are just normal crazy people, Tim. We're not those.
I see co-workers.
Oh my gosh. That's even worse.
Everywhere. The rules and everything, and then we'll take you on a tour. Lasts about an hour, and then you guys are on your own. Okay, so if you will follow me.
Patty, could you get that?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I gained extra weight.
Yeah. If we're going to be going in there.
Oh my God, it's right there! And these are maps, so find your way around. Everything's very symmetrical. I asked him what his name was, and he said, we have nicknames. Anybody else need flashlights or anything?
No. There, so just be aware of that. It scares the crap out of us all the time.
They get moved around all the time.
Yeah. Trust me. If you hear somebody screaming, they probably ran into one of those. So, all right, real quick, you guys are here for the paranormal, so I'm going to talk a lot about the paranormal and just a little bit of the history. This building was completed in 1896. The administration portion and the west cell block. The east cell block was finished in 1910. It closed in December 31st, 1990. where a lot of the inmates that were here were transferred over to the new prison behind us. There's 2 prisons behind us. One is medium security and one is maximum security. So, yeah, the inmates filed a lawsuit with the state claiming that this was cruel and inhuman punishment because they were basically in their cells 23 hours a day. And once you see the cells, you're gonna probably agree that it was cruel and unusual punishment. And they won their case, so they got built a nice dorm room not too far from here. And when this was first opened, it was reformatory. Inmates only spent about 8 hours in their cells, and that was for sleeping. It was for young offenders from like 14 up to, late 20s, 30, for nonviolent crimes. And they were here to basically be reformed and get an education and learn a trade. And they also had to go to church. In here, 315 inmates were executed. I think it's 312, 315. And there's some people, psychics, who claim that a bunch of spirits are attached to that chair, and they came with the chair when it was put here in the museum. Now, the unfortunate thing is, obviously, you can't investigate over in this area. But trust me, you're going to have tons of other active areas. Who wants to have a paranormal experience?
All of us.
Who's like, no frickin' way do I want to experience anything? That same night that we heard the voices and the crash over there, that hallway right under the exit sign, there were 6 of us, and we all smelled the cherry pepper gas. It was so strong. Yeah. So this is where they filmed the Brewer boarding house in the movie Shawshank. This is where Brooks spent his final moments. Now, that is not the original carving. The original carving from the movie is down in the museum. After the film crew wrapped up, one of the people on the crew decided to take it as a souvenir. But when they found out that we were making a museum, they returned it to us. So, but this is an active area, this whole hallway, so come up here and sit, but just don't, if you keep the group smaller, it'll be better. So, what do you guys want to get the right side? Yeah, until they walk up here real quick, they start squawking and flying around. So just be aware that it was good. Now, this was the chapel. This was the original chapel when the prison was completed in 1896. And as the prison grew, there was a yard behind here, and they started adding more chapels and churches and stuff like that. There is another room above us that you guys have access to. That was the original hospital. Some people call it the TV hospital. But it wasn't really a TV hospital. There were inmates that had TV up there. But
Careful when you're on that, if you do anybody with a cell block.
Yeah.
Higher, but the side that you guys can investigate has much higher railings. But yeah, this is just a
Watch out, there's a ramp, incline to
all right. Right now, we're in the west attic, and this is I said the third floor is the craziest, which I think it is, but a lot of people say that this is the craziest place. And you'd be wondering, why is an attic so active and haunted? They used to house inmates up here. Back in 1930, there was a major fire at the County Penitentiary in Columbus. Some 300 inmates perished. And since the prison burned down, they had to put these inmates at other prisons. So some 300% here. Now back in 1930, this was still a reformatory with nonviolent offenders. So now here comes 300 and some violent offenders. Murders, rapists, didn't care. So they pretty much ran this area here. They didn't have cells, they had cots lined up and down the walls here. So guards wouldn't come in here. Guards would basically just stay out there, so they ran this place. We've had a lot of crazy stuff go on up here. Another phantom smell you'll get up here is smoke. You know how your clothes will get sitting around a campfire? Sometimes that odor is really strong up here. And we attribute it to those inmates who came, from the fire.
Yeah.
Now, you'll hear footsteps here, pebbles we thrown at you. I've had some crazy, that's what it was. The most recently was part of the library. Second floor was part of the second hospital. The first floor is the east showers. If you remember in the movie Shawshank, where the sisters first made contact with Andy in the shower,
Yeah.
that's where that occurred at. Now, when you watch that scene, the prison was actually closed, and there was no running water inside the prison. So they actually had a fire engine pumper outside, and they hooked the hoses up to the showers. So that water that's being piped in is ice cold. So the actors were freezing, and they made it seem like they
Here we are at the Higher Reformatory now, finally doing our ghost hunt.
that you semi-auto?
Nope. It's only got a 5-inch radius, so anything that's getting close to it electromagnetic wise is set off. So there's something down here. A couple times I said his name, you heard it kick on, but it didn't light up, so he wasn't coming to it. Mr. Saltz or any other spirit or entity that's here with us would like to speak. Use the energy from these ICC devices. Could you make the meter light up or sound for us? There's something there. Mr. Saltz, or any other spirit? Mr. Saltz, that is you. Could you come a little closer to the meter, make it light up even further? Could you use the energy from the ITC voice box there and say something? Is that a yes? You guys can speak to it if you hear anything, question it. Mr. Saltz, could you make that? Mr. Saltz, everyone agree on that? Mr. Saltz, if that's you, could you stop for a minute, lighten that meter up? Okay, I'm saying that's Mr. Saltz. Mr. Saltz, could you light that meter up again now, so now that we know that it's you? Mr. Saltz, are you playing games? Am I saying his name right? He did say Saltz, right?
Yeah,
Saltz.
Saltz.
Okay. Mr. Saltz. Mr. Saltz, or any other spirit or entity, could you use energy from these ITC devices and speak? Mr. Saltz, or any other spirit or entity, could you tell us your names? Could you repeat that? Spirit or entity that spoke a few seconds ago, I didn't hear what you said. Could you repeat that, please? Can you tell us your name? Are you able to tell us your name? Or is this Mr. Saltz? Mr. Saltz, if that's you, could you come close, light that meter up so us know you're still with us? Or is that another spirit? It's another spirit or entity, light that meter up. Is there any spirit or entity here with us wish to speak? Spirit or entity that's lighting that meter up, could you tell us your name, please? Is that Floyd? If your name was Floyd, could you light the meter up to give us a yes or turn it off as a no? Any spirit or entity wishing to communicate, use these devices. Could you tell us your name, please? Or come over and light that meter up, Mr. Saltz, so let us know you're still here. Mr. Saltz, or any other spirit or entity that would wish to speak, use the energy from these ITC devices. Let us know you're here by lighting that meter up. Is there any other spirit or entity wishing to communicate? Me? That's not me. Spirit or entity that said me, could you light the meter up to let us know that's what you said? How many spirits or entities are here with us? How many spirit or entities are here with us? If there's any spirit or entities here with us, could you tell us how many, please? If there's more than one spirit or entity here with us, light the bar meter up 2 lights on the meter if you could, please. Let us know it's 20 or more. Each light that lights up is 10. If there's any spirit or entities here with us, could you tell us how many, please? Use the energy from these ITC devices. 1. The spirit or entity that said 1, could you light the meter up to let us know if that's what you said? The spirit or entity that is here with us, could you tell us your name, please? The spirit or entity that said one and put that meter up, could you tell us your name, please? Your name is Sarah, so we heard you right. Could you light that meter up or make a sound? If your name is Sarah, could you light that meter up? Or say your name again, please. Use the energy from the ITC devices.
Will they knock that over if we tell them to knock it over? Ask them to knock it over?
If it gets knocked over, it's a powerful entity, and I'm going to my car because you don't want to mess with that one.
Yeah?
If you get one that can physically move out, run. Come in peace and respect. Any entities or spirits here with you from these ITC devices, and tell us your name, please, or light up the meter. Is there a Mr. Salt still down here with us? Any spirit or entities here with us? Listen to communicate. Light that meter up. Could you tell us your name, please? Mr. Dave? Dave, if that's you and we heard your name correct, could you light that meter up and let it make a sound? Dave, now that we know your name, could you stop making that meter make a sound so we can ask you some questions?